The world of Pokemon is garbage right now. There's so much demand, there's such little supply, and when someone tries to go out of their way to do the right thing and sell for MSRP, they're hated for it. That's the state of Pokemon TCG. So what happened? Where did PokeNe go wrong? And what are you guys talking about? What is going on here? Let's talk about it. Let's hear what he has to say about the whole situation.
And all that, but honestly, I think if I would have sold this thing at like $30 under market, like $220, whatever, I think I would have got more positive feedback. I'm not even kidding, because less people would have been fighting for it.
A Journey Together booster box is $162. Market price is $239. So he left a lot of money on the table when he decided to sell this for $162. People say that that helps the community the most. But what happens? Let's break it down logically and see why you guys are wrong about this. You can sell stuff for MSRP. You can sell stuff for a market price. So what happens when you sell stuff for MSRP? You don't need to rationalize this. You don't need to think. Just look at Walmart. Look at Target. You know what happens when you sell stuff for MSRP. It's not my opinion. It's a fact. You feed scalpers when you sell for MSRP. That happens across the board. Scalpers buy the product and sell it for market anyway. And when you sell for the market price is what happens. You have less people interested in buying from you because it's more expensive. But what that really does is that weeds out scalpers from being interested, right? Scalpers can't buy for market because they can't flip it. Only extremely interested people willing to pay more will pay market prices. Now, there's actually a third option we'll talk about later, but I just want you guys to realize that when you sell for MSRP, what happens is the demand is so high that only 1%, even if you did this right, even if the emails was right, even if there were no bots, even if you guys actually gave them the right email, even if there was a lottery system, if you did everything perfect, guess what? Only 1% of people who were interested would be able to get the product, which leaves 99% of people mad. The way you make the least amount of people angry is actually to sell for more. I don't like that this is true. I don't like this. I don't like that there's artificial inflation because distributors are messing up, because Pokemon is messing up. And I don't like that the blame is on stores that try to do the right thing. But it's a fact that when there's less people interested in your product, there's less people to be angry about it. You can do the right thing or you can make people happy. You can't do both. In a perfect world, people who've never operated a business, people who've never sold, they think that making people happy also helps their business the most because it helps your brand. That's what I would do if I owned a business. There's a reason why you don't, because the people who think like that lose their business real quick. They can't compete and they can't make people happy anymore because they tried to make too many people happy at the beginning. They weren't greedy enough to make enough money to do the giveaways, etc. How else do you get the distribution to actually sell for MSRP? If a business only sells for MSRP and that's it, that's a business that isn't growing and they're only helping the same 5 scalpers in line every time. That's it. I'm telling you guys what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. PokeNe didn't mess up. Walmart happened. You were 18th in line and the first scalper took everything. That's what happened. That's literally what happened on the website. You can blame bots. You can blame the lack of a lottery system. You can say he should have used a different website entirely and hired a team and lost even more money just so bots can't go on his site, even though Pokemon Center, a multi-billion-dollar company, can't stop the bots there. I got my bad guy shades on because I'm telling you guys something you don't want to hear, but it's true. I've been selling for 10 years. Harvard Business School Digital Marketing Strategy Certification. Generally speaking, when the problem is above somebody's head, you don't blame that person. You are like the Karen complaining to the Dollar Tree employee about prices or about a product being sold out. It's not her fault. It was over her head, right? She's not in control of how much product she gets in. If she prices products higher, you don't want to buy from her anyway. So you're not in that pool of angry customers. I wish I could make it make sense. I wish I could make it make sense. Make it make sense for me. Dog, what is happening? How are people mad at PokeNe about this? How? How are you mad at someone who just sold for MSRP, what people have been begging you to do? They're mad that he didn't do everything perfect when the result wouldn't have been different. That product still wouldn't have went to your cart because only 1% got them. People are complaining about bots. They don't realize that only one per address anyway. They don't realize what's going on here. The sheer volume would have crashed the site regardless. They don't get what's happening. Having to have 4 email lists because you have too many emails is nuts. The only way people would have been happy is if he would have backdoored all the product and lied and said, I didn't get my distribution. I'm trying to figure it out. No one would have been mad about it, and then he would have had extra money to maybe do a giveaway or maybe sell the next set for less, right? A little less. Lying makes you people happy. That's how crazy you guys are acting, that somebody has to lie just to make you happy. I believe in being fully transparent as a business owner. The world is, there's too many cell phones, right? You can't be lying to people. You can't be lying. Personally, I don't think it's worth it. Never lie to your customers. Why? Why lie? If you choose to overprice something, say, yeah, it's a little more expensive. But you guys don't get it. Like literally, I saw a YouTube video of someone complaining about the price of a product. There were no sales. The guy put, it's common to list something on TCG Player for $9,999 or whatever the price is because you don't want to sell it yet. You want to incentivize people not to buy it yet. I don't get how you can get mad at a business owner over trying to sell for MSRP and do what he believes is the right thing when you're getting mad at really circumstances outside of his control. Now on the flip side, as a business owner, I fully believe that everything that happens to you is your fault. Is that the reality? No. I believe that though, because that's the best philosophy as a business owner to have. If you believe everything is your fault, then you can change things. For example, a Navy SEAL's plan doesn't work perfectly because there was a sudden weather event that wasn't expected. Sandstorm ruined the plan. Is that act of God his fault? No, it's not. But because he said it's his fault for not planning for that anyway, next time a sandstorm randomly occurred, he was ready. He had a plan B. And that's how you got to think as a business owner. Even if things don't make sense, even if the customers are being irrational at the end of the day, it's not that the customers are right, but you got to see that everything in a way is your fault. Hindsight's 2020. Everybody's going to tell PokeNe what he should have done. The dum-dums are going to say you should have had a lottery system, not realizing you didn't even give them the right email address. You never had a chance to be in that lottery. Like the same people complaining didn't give the right email address. Well, it should have been a secret lottery. If it was a secret lottery, you wouldn't have been invited, would you? Right? You wouldn't be there. You wouldn't have been invited. So what are you talking about here? But you got to predict customers to act like dum-dums sometimes. If you're a customer, you're not obligated to be educated on supply and demand. You're allowed to be mad. There's plenty to be mad about. Why are prices so high right now? Why is an ETB going for $300 on eBay sold? Why is that happening? You can be mad. Just please direct your anger at the right people. It's crazy. Last and most importantly, I'm selling Journey Together in a few days. Okay, bye now.